A scary moment occurred on Monday Night Raw this week after Liv Morgan was knocked out by Brie Bella. Obviously, it was an accident, but the internet, as it usually is very angry about the situation. It's all you see on your timelines right now. Rocha and I, we're going to talk about it.
ProWrestlingSheet.com.
So like I said, on Raw last night, Brie Bella was doing the yes kicks to Liv Morgan, and at the end of them, she pointed at the rest of the Riot Squad to intimidate them, but was not looking at Liv Morgan while doing so, and accidentally kicked her in the head pretty brutally twice. And obviously, it was an accident, but the whole situation that unfolded afterwards was a tense, nerve-wracking moment. Like, it was hard to watch. I almost wish they had gone to commercial while watching it, because it was just scary all around. Brie goes to pin Liv. Somehow Liv kicked out.
She's on autopilot.
On autopilot, yeah. And then she they kind of like, she gets up to try and get her composure to get towards the corner to tag out, and instantly falls back down to her face, tries again, and kind of like makes her way over there as they, Ruby Riott does a tag, and they get her out of the match. Sarah Logan carries her to the corner. Shockingly, after this, not long afterwards, Liv Morgan reappears, comes back in the match for this triple suplex spot.
She pulled a Foley.
Which, as tough and badass as it is, I almost wish she hadn't have done it, because I don't understand how they allowed that. You would think that the doctors would have stopped that, but at the same time, I understand that sometimes adrenaline kicks in and you just go into autopilot, as you mentioned a few minutes ago. So she comes in, that happens, but then shortly afterwards, she's back out on the ringside area. They talk about how she's in the back area, even though they showed her on camera in the corner for a minute. It was obviously a situation they were dealing with as it was going on. But because the Bella Twins are such what's the word I'm looking for? Divisive people, where some people are fans of this, some people aren't. I think it did give a lot of ammo to the people who are anti-Bella Twin, who are unhappy with the Bella Twins even being part of the women's division still. There was an article that went up over the weekend that a lot of the wrestlers were talking, a lot of the female wrestlers were retweeting and talking about, where someone on another side had said they don't deserve to be part of this current evolution that's going on. So, because of that, and recently where Brie Bella, fell during those suicide dives, and I think some people thought she was a little stiff with Miz at Hell in a Cell. There's been this talk of, oh, Brie Bella should retire. It's literally all I see on my timeline. It's a lot of like, she's too dangerous in the ring, which, I don't necessarily feel like there's this long history of Brie Bella being dangerous in the ring, and at least from my memory, I don't remember that being the case. But I have noticed this, I almost feel like, the people that are so angry about it are the ones who were already angry at the Bella Twins. And so, it's almost similar, and I know the Bella Twins are nowhere near being the president or with Trump, but it's similar to Trump with, like, a lot of the things they do, people already like them, like him or hate him usually. There's not usually like a middle ground when it comes to Trump, and I feel like when he does certain things, it gives an automatic, thing for the other side to just pick apart to ad nauseum, and I feel like that's one of these situations here. Yeah,
it's an interesting situation at Kerr, because we were just getting past the suicide dive things, and she was just getting her rhythm back, and that's understandable. I mean, Maurice, it wasn't like Maurice knocked the lights out in her match either. I mean, she was being carried through most of that match. You could tell, and that's understandable. These are new moms. Like, there has to be some kind of understanding from the fandom about this. Now, you can argue, should they be allowed in the ring? That's not your decision as a fan. That's Vince's decision and their decision with their doctors to walk through those rings and take a chance. And look, people want to wrestle with them. They respect the legacy that they have. Brie has as well. Brie has never been known for people for someone that is a sloppy wrestler. And I've always preferred her over Nikki in terms of quality and ability to carry a match. Nothing against Nick. I just like Brie more. And so I was always a fan of her coming and doing the things she was doing solo and breaking away from her sister a little bit. It was a lot of fun to see. So seeing this, though, you can tell what you were saying, Ryan. She's pointing with the kicks, and you can tell she's angling them to the chest where they're supposed to go. And then maybe you're right. Maybe she did take her eye off the ball, because those two were square in the head.
Yeah,
and
they
you
looked
could
rough.
tell, and they were rough to see. And and before you go and bash Brie did everything you're supposed to do to take care of the situation. You can tell she keeps her face close to Liv's face. She is talking to Liv the whole time. She's checking on her, seeing how she's doing. She does cover her because you have to kind of play it out. Even Triple H did that when he tore his quadricep.
Live TV,
he kept going. It's live TV. You got to keep going. And like you said, Liv did the kick out. Then Brie picks her up, and the whole time she is talking to her because her long hair is covering her, talking to Liv.
It's clear while watching it that's what's
exactly.
happening.
And Brie is taking care of her. So before you go and ask for her to retire and go complain about her, whatever, she did all the right things that you do because she cares about these wrestlers, the people she's a consummate professional. And yeah, she got herself thrown into the corner so that other people, because Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott could come in. But Brie also did blow another spot. She was supposed to take a forearm from Ruby Riott, but instead she hit Ruby in the mouth, and so maybe that caused the issues. That was reading backstage. There were some issues, not from Liv's side, but more from Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott's side because they're such good friends with Liz. It's Liv, so maybe this.
Well, and also when something like that happens, tensions are high.
Exactly,
I mean, that happens to the guys too. There's all the time when it's like, hey,
oh sure,
what the hell were you doing out there? You hit me in the face. So I mean, it makes
I'm not trying to create drama.
Yeah, no, I know that.
I'm saying, but I think is it may have exposed something that's been there already. This undercurrent that the newer, younger wrestlers want to have space to establish themselves in their own right. And when they see the older wrestlers coming back, we saw this Rollins. We've talked about this a few times, Ryan. Rollins coming back saying, so maybe this exposes this idea that these younger wrestlers, we're having to take the bumps for their mistakes. We're having to carry them, that kind of stuff. It may have exposed a fissure that has been here for some time now since they brought back the older wrestlers. And I wonder what this means for Evolution. Like, is this going to cause an issue? Because that letter you spoke about, is this happening now within the women?
Well, the question you posed about Evolution is something that I've been wondering as well. I mean, if Sasha is injured, if who's the other one that was just Alexa is injured,
concussed.
Now Liv is injured. That's like 3 matches that were probably big, some of the headlining matches
of your young wrestlers, of your young wrestlers
who are part of this current evolution. So I'm praying that it's nothing too serious with Liv, you know? Because at the end of the day, I have watched wrestling for a long time, and from what I've learned is when this happens, you give her seats. So I'm guessing if Liv's still in the match, she'll probably get a little snug on one of those hits a little bit.
It's like baseball. You throw at the guy who threw at you. But I also want to say something, Ryan. I think this is important for the WWE to look at, is that you're working both Bellas on both shows. Like no one else is doing it. Maybe that's too much for them to come back and have that schedule.
It is a lot real fast. I think I read an interview with Brie where I'm almost positive I read an interview with Brie where she said she wasn't planning on coming back for a long period of time, though. That it was just a short stint.
This time now.
That it's not like she's back permanently, that it was like I'm guessing, it seemed to me at least, that this was for Evolution. This has all been the build so they could be included in a match in Evolution because they deserve to be there. And I think that's why they're back for the time being. I don't think they're back permanently. So for those of you who are anti-Bella Twin, I'm sure you'll get your wish very soon after Evolution. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think about all this. Obviously, it's a hotly contested,
touchy situation,
hotly contested debate right now. I want to hear from you guys. Go hit up the comments below. Subscribe while you're there too. Just hit the button right there. It helps us out a lot. Keeps the lights on here. Keeps us going at Wrestling Sheet via video. So please do that. We're not gonna have a recap show today. We got some other things going on here at Collider, but we're gonna be back tomorrow on the recaps. Rocha and I, we're gonna talk about some of Raw as well. We're gonna do a little bit of both. So make sure you guys check out those that we do as well. All right, that's it. I'm done. Officially tapping out for now. Until next time, stay out of the dirt and keep your eye on the sheet.
ProWrestlingSheet.com